When drawing in perspective, we make use of the fact that any object, when viewed along a horizon line, such as that, all these points recede in the distance towards what we call a vanishing point. This is the vanishing point here. Anything which heads towards the vanishing point gets smaller, and of course the distances between look shorter. Now this would happen on the other side as well. They would go towards another vanishing point, and the objects get smaller as they head towards that. Two vanishing points here, therefore this is known as two-point perspective. This is a drawing of a child's toy truck, which has superimposed the purple lines on top of a red grid. It actually helps if you build these things for your children, because you'll realise that the axle would have to be something like that. For the axle for the wheels would have to be something like that. The axle can't be away down here, and the wheel would fit in something like this. I've drawn this with either straight or angled lines, which I hope you see the reason for in a minute or two. Now I've drawn the same grid, which consisted of horizontal and vertical lines, in a two-point perspective pattern, and you'll notice once again that these distances are getting smaller and smaller. This is based on the theory that if you have a number of squares or rectangles lying next to each other, if you find the centre of the rectangle and draw a line like that and put another identical square next to it, here's the centre of that one, then you'll find that if you take a line between there and there, it always ends up at that point. So there's another one. If I take a line between there and there, it ends up at that point, and you get these distances all the same. Now it's a bit like this. If I drew that one first, then all I would do, there's the middle, that's three squares on either side. If I drew a line between there and there, it ends up here, and I get that vertical line. There's the middle, draw a line between there and there, project it through till it hits the bottom, and so on. Now I think you can see what's coming. If I just take all the different points on this, I can draw in the outline of the child's toy along these bits. It comes down to there, it goes along for another 3 squares, it comes down like that. The axle goes in about here, the rear axle goes in about here. These wheels would be someplace roughly in that position. More about drawing the elliptical shapes in a later video. We don't know how broad the thing is because we only had a front elevation of the thing before, but it would look something like that.